Good morning, friends. The year was 1856, and the California gold rush was on. A group of investors on the West Coast backed a venture, and they bought a land in an area of Grass Valley, California that was called Massachusetts Hill. And they sent to represent them and to oversee the work of gold mining a young man by the name of Michael Brennan. He brought with him his wife, Dorinda, and their 3 children. Michael Brennan had no previous experience in digging for gold, but as soon as he got there, and because he was well financially backed, he built a large home on the top of Massachusetts Hill and settled in with his family and hired people and began to seek for the rich ledge of gold that they believed was buried in Massachusetts Hill in Grass Valley, California. At first they found some gold, and their hopes really rose that they would strike the rich ledge they were looking for. But then the gold ran out, and after a while the funds began to run out, and Michael Brennan began to lay off workers. And finally, he was down to himself as the last worker. He believed that if he could just keep digging long enough, he would find the rich ledge of gold, which would make him and his financial backers and his family rich for the rest of their lives. One day, one of his prospecting friends came by the entrance to the mine where Michael Brennan sat with his head in his hands, dejected, and he said, "The mine has ruined me." The next Sunday, the Brennans didn't show up in church, and so the people of Grass Valley were concerned about why they weren't in church. They knew he'd been depressed. They went up to the Brennan house, and there in the house they found Dorinda and the 3 children asleep in bed, but they were not asleep. They had been poisoned, and they were dead. Michael himself was sitting in a rocking chair. He had taken poison. He too was dead. They renamed the hill Heartbreak Hill and buried the family. Another group of investors came along and bought Massachusetts Hill / Heartbreak Hill. And they, the first day of prospecting, set off a dynamite explosion. And can you believe, they uncovered the rich ledge of gold that Michael Brennan had been looking for. In fact, that became the greatest gold find in U.S. history, because for the next 91 years, an equivalent of $1 million of gold a year was taken from Massachusetts Hill out of the ledge that Michael Brennan had given up on just one day too soon. The scriptures say to us, "Don't be weary in doing well, for in due season we will reap if we faint not." Are you discouraged today? Are you having thoughts of suicide today? Don't give up. Don't give up. You have no idea what a new day will hold for you. And don't give up before you really find the dream that God has for you. It's a wonderful life when you know Jesus Christ as your Lord.